Amazingly enough, we have a 32 BHDS here from the 2015 model year, used at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, one we literally sold only months ago. Question is, why would somebody trade out of their very well equipped #1 selling travel trailer so quickly? And the easy answer is, if the kids were actually camping with them, they wouldn't. Mom and Dad bought the new big bunkhouse thinking kids are going to come with us, have a great time, but kid in college, other kids busy, it just didn't happen. So Mom and Dad said, well then, we'll show you. We're going to trade in your bunkhouse camper for a big, gorgeous triple slide open range 323 RLS couples camper. So long story short, they're still camping. They still love it. They just found one that works better for them since the kids aren't coming along. So you want a brand new 2-slide Jayco bunkhouse, which is one of their very best sellers, at a used price tag? I got it. Here it is. It ain't gonna last long. I'm gonna touch on things real quick because it's basically new. I mean, there's no scary stuff to talk about. It still looks new. All your upholsteries and everything still look great. Apparently I forgot to close that door. That's my fault. So let's just start hitting stuff real quick. We have a power awning with LED lighting here. J-Flights are taller inside. They're 81 inches tall, and they do that not because the ceiling's taller. It's not taller than other trailers, but when they integrate the A-frame here into the frame itself, they lower the floor, so they have a 3-inch taller interior and a lower center of gravity as a result. This thing comes in 7,994 pounds as built and equipped, so 8,000 for the sake of argument. Now in here, I mean, all the original stuff is still in its place. That's the bumper mounted RVQ grill there, still in great shape. I don't know if they ever really used it beyond just testing it. Full diamond plate up front, 30-pound propane tanks instead of 20s for more dry camp time, just like the power awning, power tongue jack, so everything is push button simple. Both your front and rear slides are a full 36 inches deep. Similar models I have seen where they will scale the rear slide back to 24 inches to try to save a little weight and money and whatnot. You know, J-Flight just tends to try to give you the biggest, best space they can wherever possible. Kind of handy all-in-one sort of docking station here. Outside utility shower, black tank flush, all your, you know, normal stuff that you have here. This is a J-Flight Elite series, which is a whole series of upgrades that goes on it. Aluminum wheels, an upgraded 5th wheel rubber shock dampening suspension. You're going to see a skylight in the kitchen. A whole bunch of stuff like that goes in here. LED lights throughout, for instance. Roof ladder takes you up to the fully walkable plywood decked Jayco Magnum truss roof. This is still built exactly like they're building them today. It's basically new. Like I said, it's literally only months old. The model year flipped from 15 to 16 around June, and this was sold just before that, so it's about as late in the 15 season as they ever came. Full outside kitchen model, and again, remember, you have both a bumper grill that's stored in that front compartment, as well as the little side dish cooker over here. We have the full mini fridge, or as I like to call them, Dad's medicine cabinet, and if you've seen any of these videos, you've heard me say that before. Notice that even outside, your struts are all metallic. We have a space over here for a big fridge, or blender, or griddle, or whatever you want. One of the calling cards of this floor plan is that bathroom direct entry door, and anyone who's ever had a camper before, a bunkhouse especially, knows how often people come and go just to get to the bathroom, and having that there cuts down on your foot traffic so much. I have to double check. I want to say this was called the coffee decor, but I could be wrong. Like I said, all LED lighting and whatnot, so you've got awesome, you know, lighting in here. It works extremely well, especially when I get it all lit up. The sofa here, this is a Trifold sleeper sofa. It's a memory foam, not an inner spring. This was one of the very last runs where they built this really neat feature back here. The rear bench on the U-dinette actually floats. You see how it can move. It can be either your rear bench, or it could be a storage ottoman, or it could be a seat that you pull around here, or you can take the table out and block off this middle section, leave it open back here, and have a pack and play, if you follow me. Just slide the rear bench forward, but don't pull it all the way out, and you've got a built-in pack and play for little kids. Now, being a elite model, I know the way we build our trailers. We built this with a thermal package. It has a enclosed insulated underbelly. Now they also, with that thermal package, insulate the roof and the slide outs. Most people don't realize most trailers have almost no insulation in the slide outs. That's why we build our J-flights that way, to kind of correct that little oversight effectively. What that means is that if you do have a child in that little pack and play arrangement I described, they're not going to get cold at night. They'll sleep better. Being taller, J-flights being taller, you have taller shelving. You're going to have taller bunks. You're going to have a taller shower. You can also have a taller slide out because of that extra ceiling height. But the taller cabinets means that we can put a shelf in there and have more storage space. One of the elite upgrades I mentioned was that kitchen skylight. You're also going to get improved hardware here in the kitchen area itself. Extra outlets, or pardon me, 2 outlets there in the kitchen slide. Standard item on these, though, in a J-flight is an 8 cubic foot refrigerator freezer. If another brand actually lets you upgrade to an 8 cubic foot, you're going to have to pay extra for it. It's standard in a J-flight. And you can sleep 8 or 10 people in here. You can also feed them because we have the bigger fridge, the bigger pantry, the space for all that stuff. Also, all your windows do open for cross breeze. And we have full privacy because not only do you have knockout shades here, you also have valances and lambrequins so that nosy neighbors can't peek around the sides. Across from the bathroom, we have either a giant closet or you could convert that to a linen cabinet, whatever you need. Again, your bathroom does have a direct entry door. This is a porcelain stool, so you can actually clean it. And remember, taller shower means taller guys like me do not have to put our head in that skylight. You can actually fit in there normally. The rear bunkhouse here, once Jayco got a hold of this layout, everybody just started copying it. This little convertible cube futon down here, everybody and their brother does this now because it's so handy. It can open up into like a king bed or 2 individual beds. And it's all memory foam, so it's comfy and it's warm. All of your mattresses in here are Denver mattress, so they're 50% thicker than the stuff you normally find out there. And if you notice, it's all plywood. They don't use particle board and OSB. During the day, that bunk is on struts and flips itself up out of the way. Notice that each bunk has its own ventilating window, though, plus an extra window back here. This is a 50% larger big kid bunk for tall, goofy guys like me. When I was growing up, I would have loved something like that. I had to sleep in the fetal position in a camper all the time. But, you know, you're camping. Whatever, I don't care. Go outside. A couple things here. You've got a little entertainment center with a little shelf down here for electronics. Jayco hand-built their ladders so that they're a little bigger and sturdier. And the perfect DVD shelf back there. They measured that to make sure it's ideal for DVDs. And a extra storage space for all the kids. Toys, clothes, junk, stuff out of the way. All your lighting in here is LED as well. Every single sleeping area is its own little night light, effectively. Moving forward here, let's see. I feel like I'm forgetting something as we come forward. Maybe it'll come back to me. But all original factory electronics are present and accounted for. You see, you've got your Jensen TV, and this is on a spinner design. And we also have true pocket doors here, and they bracket them in place at Jayco, so the bottom of the door is not swinging loose, which can cause things to swing around and get banged up. So again, we have a spinning TV, so it can face either the living room or the bedroom. All-in-one Bluetooth, or what is that? Is that Bluetooth? Yes, that is a Bluetooth-enabled DVD-CD stereo with outside speakers as well. I have to double-check stuff like that. Jayco was one of the first to start building their entertainment centers a little thicker again. When flat screens happened, they started building these super thin entertainment centers, but they'd still put cabinet doors on it, as if you could actually, you know, put anything in a cabinet this deep. Well, they started making them a little deeper again so it actually functions. And just the inclusion of stuff like a shoe garage. If you've ever owned a bunkhouse, you know this is true. There's going to be this huge, ugly, dirty pile of trip hazard shoes by the door, and you're going to probably trip and fall on it sometime and get hurt. Now you don't got to worry about it. Bed does lift on struts for easy access there. Both sides of the bed do have residential outlets, so you can use those as like CPAP stands. They accent the front wall to make that a little bit deeper, you know. All this is stuff that they're really still doing today. This is as new as a used one can get, guys. If you're looking for basically a brand new trailer, but you don't want to deal with that first year depreciation tag, no problem. I got it. Here it is. So give us a call. 800-256-5196. Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care. Stay safe. Happy camping.